Hi. I have not sat down in front of a camera like this in a while, so this feels really weird. I don't really know how to introduce this video, so this is my story time of how I met Joshua Bassett in Toronto.
She said, he said, she said, 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 she said, he said, she said.
Okay, so a little bit of background information. I have been a fan of Josh since late 2019 when I first watched High School Musical, the series, and I've followed him on his musical journey ever since. And last year in 2022, he did his first ever tour, which was only 5 shows, unfortunately, because some dates contradicted with filming. But his first ever live show was in Toronto, and that was September 9th, 2022. Yes, I did go to that show. It was incredible, and I bawled my eyes out for about a week after. I had meet and greet for the last one, but it was done in like a giant group, and we just kind of raised our hands if we had questions for him during Q&A. It wasn't very like organized, but it was organized, but it wasn't as organized as this time. Last time, like we had a bunch of banter. I'm on his Discord. I'm a mod. If you guys are from the Discord, hi. I'm Alyssa/back. Yes, we are the same person. But yeah, in September I had the privilege of getting my question answered and talking to Josh for a little bit during the Q&A. I heckled him about Teen Beach Movie and not watching it because I've done it on Discord before. Kind of my thing now, I guess. At the last tour in Toronto, he played Would You Love Me Now and She Said, He Said, She Said, which were at the time unreleased songs. And he had a little dance party with us to She Said, He Said, She Said. And when it was over, I went, wow, Mr. I Don't Dance just had a dance party with everyone. And he was like, I don't dance, I groove. That's gonna come in handy later, I promise. So on to this tour. So the dates were announced in December, and I got the tickets on the day of the sale, which was really exciting because I was like, oh my god, meet and greet. So I immediately emailed the people we bought the tickets from, Live Nation, and I was like, so are the meet and greets like individual, or are they in a group again? And they were like, they're individual. I lost my mind. I went insane because I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna hug him. So freaking out over tickets is done. The day has finally arrived, March 21st of 2023. Me and my friend Danny, who I met on the Josh Discord, who we've become best friends over the past year, and we had our first sleepover, which was so much fun.
First alarm is set in 6 hours.
Caffeine dupe. We could not sleep. But other than that, it was really fun. And we woke up at 6 o'clock in the morning. We went to bed at 2. We were on like 4 hours of sleep this day. So we woke up at 6 and we went upstairs immediately. We got ready. My sister went to school, and then we were off towards the venue.
She said, he said, she said, broke the bridge, talk your shit.
We sang a bunch of songs in the car. It was so much fun. Obviously we picked up Tim Hortons on the way, and then we sat in line for hours and hours and hours. These lovely girls made these little bracelets for people in line. Mine says, I'm sorry. So shout out to you guys. I wear mine every day. So after that, we got like our lanyards and our little who would you be if you weren't afraid bracelets. Again, I wear mine every day. And it was finally time to go inside for VIP. Mind you, I've already cried. I have cried in line. Walking back from the bathrooms, I cried. So obviously I knew I was going to be an absolute wreck when I saw Josh, because I have missed him so much since the last concert, and I've just been an absolute mess all day. So we walk in and we do coat check, and we go in and put our phones on the table so that we can't record anything. And of course, Josh comes out, he does his little Toronto. Everyone starts screaming. I wasn't even screaming, I was just like, even though I've seen him before. I've literally seen him before. I was still like, oh my god, he's real. Yes, he's real, you've seen him before. So he does that, and then he goes, time did y'all get here? And, like, some people are like, oh, like 7, oh, 8, oh, 5:30, oh, 9:30. He goes, y'all know you have early entry? You have early entry. Early entry. You don't have to be waiting in line all day. It's called early entry for a reason. And we were like, yeah, we know. And he was like, but you still decide to wait out in the cold all day. And I looked this man dead in the eyes. I was like, cold. Cold. This is amazing weather. This is warm in Canada. And he was like, you know what? That's a fair point. Minneapolis was really cold. And I was like, yeah, this is great weather. So around like 2 days before the concert, we got an email of like a Google Forms thing that we had to fill out. It was like our name and then the question we wanted to ask Josh, and only a few got picked. So obviously I'm not expecting anything. So I fill mine out and I send it off, and when Josh is done asking us about like what time we got here and stuff, he's like, okay, we're gonna read some questions. And he has these little cue cards with like the people's names and the questions on them. So he answers a couple questions, really breezes by. I'm just sitting there looking at him, still in my head going, oh my god, this is real life. And then I hear him go, Alyssa? When I tell you, I was shocked. I mean, I was shocked as in, I don't know what noise came out of my mouth. When Josh called other people's names for Q&A, they'd go, oh yeah, hi, right here. You know what I did? Alyssa? Ah! I have no idea what noise came out of my mouth, but he was looking on the left side of the stage, and I was on the right. So he's looking over there. I make whatever noise I made, and he goes, hi. And I was like, hi, sorry, me. And he was like, okay. And he walks over to me, and he sits down right in front of me on the stage. He's like, yeah, how are you? I'm like, good. So he sits down in front of me on the stage, and he reads the cue card, and he goes, all right, your question was, when writing your songs, do you think of the lyrics or the melody first? And his answer was, honestly, I can't think of a time where it wasn't both at the same time. And then he gave me an example, and he went, like for she said, he said, she said, I was just in my kitchen, and I was like, she said, he said, she said. And I was like, I was looking at him, I was like, okay, yeah, because he's making direct eye contact with me, right? Because he's like talking to me, because it was my question. And I was like, huh. So he gets up, he's like, thanks for the question. And then he gets up, and he walks away. As soon as he turns away from me, I'm bawling my eyes out. The girls beside me and behind me were like, are you okay? Like, do you need a hug? And I was like, ah. So Josh gets up, answers a few more questions, and I don't remember exactly how it got brought up, but somebody brought up how he tried Tim Hortons that day. And I went, oh yeah, how was your Tim Hortons? And he was like, oh yeah, it was really good, like I really liked it. And I was like, huh, interesting, because a few of us told you to get it last time and you didn't. And he was like, he walks over to me, he's on the catwalk, so he goes, but I did this time, didn't I? Jeez, someone's got attitude. And he like walks away, and as he's walking away, I don't know why I did this or why this came out of my mouth, I was just word vomiting, but I go, oh, okay, sir. Okay, Mr. I don't dance. And he immediately turns around, he goes, and at this point I'm like, I've messed up so bad. So obviously I'm freaking out, and he goes, okay, Alyssa's got attitude. And I'm still freaking out. I'm like, why did I say that? Why did I do that to myself? So I'm just a mess, complete mess at this point. So he's answering another question, and I can't remember what the question was, but he goes, God, these questions are hard. And I look at him, I go, then why'd you pick them? And he looks at me, he goes, I didn't pick them, my team did. Jeez, again with the attitude. And I was like, I just had to make it worse for myself, didn't I? I just had to go and make it worse. So questions are finally done. I'm thinking that I've completely messed up, and Josh goes, all right, I'm gonna play you guys 2 unreleased songs. We got a ballad and a banger. Which one do you want first? And everyone's like, ballad first so we could cry first and dance after. And he's like, all right, ballad first. And before he starts the song, he goes, I'm not gonna look at you guys for this. So he turns around on his stool and he's like sitting facing this way. And as soon as the song starts, I'm bawling again. I'm just a wreck. So his camera person, Natalie, is on the stage with him. And as I'm crying to this song, I glance over at her, and what do I see? Right at me. Girl. I was like, nah, I've already embarrassed myself enough. I don't need this. And Josh gets up and he's walking over to Natalie and he's like smiling and talking to her. And he notices her filming something. So he turns his head a little bit, makes direct eye contact with me as I'm bawling my eyes out to this song, smiles, and laughs at me. He laughs at me. So the song finishes, and he turns to everyone, he goes, my label does not like that song. And I look at him, still sobbing by the way, and I go, your label hates everything. And he looks at me, he goes, yeah, I know. And so then he plays the banger, which was so good. Oh my god, both of them were so good. So he plays the banger, and then after he turns to me and he goes, my label hates that one too. And I go, your label hates all of your good songs. And he goes, I've learned that if the label hates it, it's probably a good sign. And I go, it's the best sign you could have. He goes, good to know. So this girl behind me, Chris, shout out Chris, goes, give him to Steven. And I go, yeah, give him to Steven. And he gives us both like a side eye. He goes, who? I don't know who you're talking about. So after all that happens, he's like, all right, can't wait to take pictures with you guys and meet you guys individually. So see ya. And then he leaves the stage and he goes to his little backdrop, which is in the pit. I thought it was gonna be in a separate room. It was in the pit. So he goes there and we all grab our phones from the table and we all get in line for meet and greet because we're all already numbered from earlier. So I start my screen recording. Sorry, Josh's team. And I give my phone to Rita and she passes it to the people taking the photos because they take the photos on our phone. And the first thing I notice when I turn the corner is how tall this guy is. I'm 5'7.5", so I was expecting like him to be like maybe this much taller than me. He was an entire head taller than me. So I turn the corner, I'm like, that's intimidating. And mind you, I have planned for weeks on end what I was gonna say to this man because I know the meet and greet is really short. So I was like, all right, I know what I'm gonna say and I'm not gonna mess it up. I'm just gonna go in, tell him stuff, take a picture, and leave, and I'll be good. I turn the corner, and you know what he says?
Hey, Alyssa. Attitude Alyssa.
Caught me completely off guard. Everything that I practiced in my head, out the window. It was gone. So obviously I'm like, I've messed up. So what's my first instinct? Apologize. I just go, I am so sorry for the attitude. Like, I'm on your Discord, I'm a mod. And I mentioned the Discord thing because all we do on Discord is tease him. That's all we do. So I'm like, yeah, I'm on your Discord, like, it's kind of an instinct. And he was like, no way, you're a mod. And I was like, yeah. And he goes, who knew? Mod bites back. And I didn't even hear him say that in the moment. I didn't know he said it until I watched the screen recording. This is why I screen recorded. So he says that as we're about to take our picture together, and right after, I'm like, okay, not gonna mess this up. So I turn to him and I go, I love you so much. Can I hug you again? And he's like, yeah, of course, I love you too. So I hug him again, and then as I'm walking away, I'm like, sorry for the attitude again. And he was like, oh, you're good. Like, don't even worry about it. Enjoy the show. There was no show to enjoy. So as soon as I get out of there, we're lined up again to go back to the barricade and get our spots. Bawling my eyes out. Literally within seconds, bawling my eyes out. So what's the first thing I do? Call my mom. I go, Mom? She's like, did it happen? And I'm just bawling. So we're in the line and all the girls around me are like, are you okay? Like, do you need a hug? And like a couple people came over and hugged me and everyone was so sweet. It was so cute. So after that, we finally get our spots at the barricade. And this was my view. So after that, early entries come in, general admissions come in, and we're all waiting for Lindsay to come on, and she did absolutely amazing. I love her so much. She killed it! So after Lindsay goes off stage, we're all obviously so excited for Josh to come on, and Josh comes on at 9. So around 8:57, people were chanting, Joshua, Joshua. So I turned to our little group of friends we made at Barricade, and I go, what if we just start chanting Stephen Ford? So what do?
Ford! Stephen Ford! Stephen Ford!
Not even a minute later, the announcements come on. 8:58, 2 minutes before Josh is supposed to come on stage. This is what we heard.
With caution for the team and for the fans, we can't move forward with the rest of tonight's show. We can't express how sorry we are to disappoint you all, and we are working to ensure everybody gets refunded if necessary or transferred over when we reschedule. Again, Joshua gives his sincerest apologies. Please get home safely, and we'll have more information shortly.
You're actually kidding right now. Really feel ready just to build I drove all the way over here. Are they joking? Because security doesn't know anything about this. Is this a joke?
To say we were shocked would be an understatement. So obviously we're all in denial. We're all looking at each other, we're like, okay, security knows nothing about this, and we already met him, and we were literally sharing communal water bottles. Trust me, feel something's about to start playing, he's gonna walk on any second. So we're like, what better to do when we're delusional than just make TikToks?
He has to go! He hasn't even come on stage yet! He hasn't had a crisis! He hasn't think anything! What?
After we were done that, it finally hit.
What the heck? Why?
And some people thought it would be a great idea to start singing Traitor by Olivia Rodrigo. So we shut that down real quick.
Someone's singing Traitor! Traitor! Shut up, bitches! Shut the fuck up! Shut the fuck up!
And to drown it out, some people started singing Gotta Go My Own Way from High School Musical 2. And some people singing it turned into the entire venue. Honestly, singing Gotta Go My Own Way after a canceled Joshua Bassett concert in a venue full of crying people, definitely a core memory. So after all that, we go outside the venue and we're all crying. We stood outside for about an hour, I think, just talking to each other and trying to cope. And then me and a few friends went to McDonald's and just spoke about the day. It's been sad. We've had a sad few weeks. But literally yesterday, we woke up and we got the email that the show was rescheduled for April 25th at a new venue. So yeah, that is my complicated tour experience in Toronto, and hopefully I'll have more stories after April 25th. So yeah, bye.